Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to CAV Live. I'm your host, CAVBoss. Elmrin, sup? What's up? Hope you're doing well tonight. We hope. We hope. Good to hear. Oh, yawns all of a sudden. Hi, Fireball Tech. How are you doing? We're waiting for everybody to show up that wants to show up. You'll. What's on the agenda tonight? Well, we're getting ready. We're starting. I'm going to start designing a course group. So walk through how to do it and go from there. I'm going to start with Terrans. Oldie but a goodie. My plan is I want to do a Terran Force and then a Rock Force, and then we'll get them all together. And as you might see in the background, I'm getting the game board all set back up and the studio redone. So did get as far as I wanted, but got farther than I thought I would. So a wash. Also, by the way, since I finally figured out how to make it work, if you are a subscriber, you shouldn't have to see ads anymore. So hopefully I've got that fixed now. It's not, I got the table out and set up, and the mats had got put in away incorrectly. So they need to stretch a little bit, flatten out. So I just kind of threw some stuff on them to go with it for now. Hi, Tiger Wraith. How are you doing? Trying to catch up. Story of my life. Yes. Well, I'm getting the studio put back together and got the game table back together, and the mats didn't get rolled up right. Back CavCon, and how long they were in there. So they've got a bunch of we got to straighten them out. So got some weights on them and gonna let them flatten out a little. So they'll be all right in a day. But for now, they're just kind of in the background. Show that I actually did get the game table set up, almost like I said I would. So happy about that. Yes. Well, and actually, I've kind of started making my list. I could work on that for a few minutes while I'm waiting there. See, looking at doing first. It'll depend on how everybody's kind of putting everything together, but I think the first one is KublaiCon. That's in Denver. Um, Try to do Adepticon this for CincyCon. ReaperCon. We'll have a CAVCon in there somewhere. StoryCon. Down in, let's see, NashCon. So those are the ones are on my list right now. Depending on, I don't know, whenever I haven't looked at dates. But that gets me pretty much across the country. Yeah, I'm gonna start getting that. There's also there's one down in Phoenix. I can't remember if it's Phoenix Con. Be a good one I'd like to go to. I'd love to go to a California one, but I don't know. Those can they're weird out there. The way that they set them up. I just be attending at the shows and probably running some demos. Tournaments will be basically depend on how we do CavCon next. We're definitely going to do some kind of a virtual show at some point, but if we go back into ReaperCon or something like that, we may try to do a tournament there. I don't know exactly how they're doing their stuff yet. Well, that part of it I'm not real worried about. See, there's one company, one group that does like 3 shows spread out across the summer, spring, summer, fall, but they're all the same guys and or company or whatever. And one of the 3 are the bigger out of the 3. I'd have to get back with Todd. We talked about it one year, and but I'm planning on doing a lot more conventions next year. Again, COVID and all that stuff may screw things up a little. Um, I don't have anything against masks or anything like that, but I do not want to go to a show and spend 5 days with 4 days or so. See how it all kind of shapes up. Yeah, the main the 2 or 3 the 3 that I have to worry about right off the bat is KublaCon, Adepticon, and Little Wars because they all are right there into February and into March. So that'll be I think CincyCon. I'll probably the show down in Oklahoma City. I'll try to do that. Um, I don't know if there's going to be any kind of show in Tulsa. Yeah, Cincinnati. The problem, a lot of these shows is they hit on the same weekend or they're one weekend right after the other, and that makes it really rough on me to try to. Certainly, if they're the same weekend, I can't do them, but two in a row is something else. I've had a lot of people tell me that CincyCon's a good show. I'm not real wild about Cincinnati, but I think the last time I was in Cincinnati, we had been out at Origins or something like that, and we went down to. Of course, it used to be Ralpartha, but Ironwind. We went down there and saw them for a bit. Well, cool. That'd be like I said. We'll. I was actually thinking on that earlier today on conventions and stuff, trying to get that stuff put together. Hopefully, we'll be able to start getting some of these variants and stuff out as we're working through the pile. I think next up is the Vindicator. And I know that we've got a redo of the KICU in there too for another aircraft. Know that I want to get some of the more fighter stuff out for ADON and stuff too. Yeah, well, I'm Tennessee will be a one deal. Oh, I mean, hopefully NashCon at least will be like the weekend before ReaperCon or 2 weekends before, so that I'll be able. But I would imagine that probably there's a good chance my wife will be going hitting the conventions with me this summer, so that'll make it a little easier on me making shows in a row. And I'm kind of making some changes to the booth, things that has come up over the last couple of years. Yeah, no, I know. No, my hope is, my plan is to get the conventions nailed down ahead of time, where I can, get a hold of some people in the area and get them in there to help out, at least with the demos and stuff like. Because especially by March, we're going to have so many new figures and kits and everything like that, which is good. I like 500 or more shows. I'm working on kind of a CAV bay right now. I'm basically taking the interior that I built for the pyramid inside the mountain there and getting a outside and a ceiling and everything. But that's going to be a much more involved kit than corporate office. Yeah, well, my feeling is that there probably might still be some restrictions a little or whatever, but I really figure by March and on that everybody is just going to be so. It is what it is. I don't think at this point we're going to get it any better than it's going to have to do its thing. If you could get everybody on board at the same time, you could get it better, but it isn't going to happen. So we just have to accept it what it is and push through it. I know me and my wife are getting ready to go get our booster shot. So it's been right at 6 months since we got our original shot. All right. So anything that anybody would like me to cover right quick before I kind of go building my force group? Thing anybody would like me to cover? I said the Techie 2 is out, longbow is out, crossbow. Crossbow. Um, the kit for the small office building available. It'll just depend. Probably the hardest one to cast is the Vindicator. By the way, that it's so. I'm trying to get all that finished worked out, and then I think right after that, the Ghast and the longbow, pretty relevant. I've got the Despot B is high up on the list. So that's one that a lot of people are asking. That's high up on the list. Yeah, no, I'm really excited to see to get the Despot B out. Dave was sending me pictures. Kind of pictures. Cool. That's a javelin with kestrel. Cool. All right. So I'm going to start on my action. I got the force manual. I had forgot sure that I had a lot of the new cards loaded up, or that I computer has. This. Oh, sorry. I'm turning my head here. Let me change my mic a little bit. Everything got moved around a little bit when I was working earlier tonight. All right. Hopefully that's a little better. All right. Just have to deal with the black. All right. So let's see. We're going to do a Terran Force. Not worrying about doctrines. I do plan on making this a faction force. So, all right. So we have to start off with an attack squad. And this is going to be all CAVs. So we're going to add that. And then I need to look and see I've got that available here. Yeah, they might all be in here. This should be coming directly off of mine, so I should have every. All right, I'm not going to worry about open models. We want independence. All right, so right now we're just going to look at attack models. Now, generally, it seems to me, first with 5,000 points, I want to try to spread my squads out. I don't want to have great big giant squads or just 2 or 3 squads with a lot of figures in. Your average for models should be somewhere in the oh, 600 area, right in there. So you want to try not to go too big with a lot of that stuff. I've got, and also I downloaded some of the sheets off of for the model list and also the data cards so that I can kind of go over it. And if I need to remember one like Anto. That is a 4DT with 4 light auto cam. I'm putting together, this is, I'm going to build a Terran Force tonight, start getting the models together, and then I'm going to build a Rock Force. These are going to be 5,000 point force groups. So I've got to start with an attack squad. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go too big, too heavy with my stuff since I am building a Terran faction force. I'm working in 5s. So I have to have 4 attacks and then I can do 1 recon. So I'm just kind of, I didn't put a whole lot of thought in this to begin with. So I want to kind of go over all right. So I definitely, and I want to try to use some of the new stuff. Yeah, I'm making a Terran Force Group right now. As you can see on with the Force Manager, hopefully it's showing up. All right. So like I said, I'm probably not going to put any Ronins or Thunderhawks or anything in there. I'm going to go with a Starhawk 7 just because it's a new model and it would be fun to play with. So we're going to put one of those in there. Let's go with a 5 too. Let's just put it in there. That way that gets me another one in there for some cheap points. And then with that one, I want to put some Goshawk. I'm going to put a couple of those. Then I need to put a recon in there. No, I'm not ready. I'm trying to play some of the new ones. Just to try out some new. All right, so we're going to put a ferret in there. That's one of the things with the Terrans is, with them having 5 model squads, you want to try to uh, not get too heavy because, like I said, you'll tie up a whole bunch of stuff right off the bat because you've got that extra one you got to put in there. All right. That gets me my primary right off the bat. So now I can put a secondary in there. But I'm gonna go back to squads, and I want to put another attack squad in there for vehicle. Over here and go into. Got a dingo, a Horus, a Naginata. I don't want to go. Naginata is too big. All right. We're gonna go with we're gonna put 5 dingo. I'm real big on my vehicle squads just to be all the same thing. This works better that way. And I'm not as worried about them having to need an EST or something. So, all right. So for my next one, I'm going to put a recon in there. Kind of staying away from fire support. All right, so now we can put a secondary in. But we're going to definitely put a flight squad in there. I want to add it. And then it's going to have 2 Tuseki. Select our squads. We're going to go recon. And that. Since I've got 2 attacks, I can do 2 secondary. Not going to play my favorite. But you never know. We'll see. We're getting ready to go here. All right, so we're going to go into our recon squad. Just want to see recon. And this is going to be an all CAV. All right, so let's go with a couple of weasels, a couple more ferrets. Then we're going to go back and throw in an attack CAV to go with them. Anto. All right, so now I'm down to 421. So let's go back and let's do, we have to do a primary, and let's do this as a specialist. That way I can go with 4. I'm not going to worry about doctrines right now. I'm building it as a faction force, but I can do doctrines later if I want to. All right, so I'm going to put in. No, let's see what we've got. $421. Yeah, I don't. I want to have a good. This is going to be a good 5,000.4. And I'm not big on a lot of heavy stuff. There is a quality to quantity. Kind of, kind of that Yumi looks kind of fun. 2 light laser bolt guns and 2 light rocket 10s. All right, I think I'm going to go with 2 Amets, and then I'm just going to have to suck it up on. And I take 1 Amet out. Does that give me enough to taken short. So if I want another Amit, I need another 86. Hell, not being able to see. You know what? I'm going to drop the 2 Sekis. I'm going to go with 2 Kikyu instead. Okay, that gives me 247. So back into my specialist squad. Fire support. So we'll just put another. Actually, let's put an Ashigar. And all right, so that gets me within 8. I'm good with that. Okay. You've seen what I've done. What do you like? What do you don't like? That gives me total units. Gives me 20. Nice even number. Yeah, that's right. Now it stuck the Ashigara. Went ahead. I wanted to do another Amit, but that way I put the Ashigaro in there and use him and to lock in the EST. Plus, in that way, and give him some up close support, just in case. And you know, and I mean, you can go heavy. I mean, you could do a 5,000 point force and get it down to 10 models, too, probably. I like having I love moving models. I know it's a little more time and stuff, but I don't mind it as much in CAV because you tend to double and triple things up. You know, it's like this other attack squad with 5 dingoes. You know, I mean, you're doing the same thing with all 5 of them. They're going to be spread out enough to keep from getting blasted in a big shot, but they're going to pick one guy and go after him until he's dead. So it's not like you're doing a lot of hard work and having to keep track of a lot of different things. You know, if I had an attack squad of vehicles with 5 different vehicles, it can get a little dicey. And you know, and there's two thoughts processes behind there is, you know, you tend to, especially in BattleTech, you know, you took this and took that and took that because you weren't really worried about supporting each other as opposed to just trying to fit in. So, you know, it's not as big a deal. You know, in BattleTech, I like to run multiples same myself just because it makes it easier to run. It's easier to keep track of. But, you know, the flight squad's going to be 2 KICUs. The specialist squad is almost all the same. My recon, I got 2 ferrets, 2 weasels, and a tanto. Since I've got some new ones in here, maybe I'll get them finished up and do some 3D prints so you guys can see. So no big arguments against my unit, my force group. You want to tell CAVBoss what he did wrong? Yeah, that recon squad, I can do what I want to do with that, and you know, I like being able to throw a card if I need to, just in case. It doesn't always help a whole lot, but it save your butt. And this group is kind of a fighting recon group. I was thinking that the ferret was the ferret is a weasel variant. So and then the sparrowhawk is a starhawk. No, this is not a CavCon force. This is, I'm going to build a Terran force. I'm going to build a rock force, and we are going to fight on the battlefield on Wednesday nights. Set it up, do some fighting, do some battle reports. Right, see the power. I have no idea what you did wrong in. It looks fun to me. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be a fun force. I mean, it's gonna suck to have to paint, but why not? Let's paint up 20 models and then do all the rock ones. And especially since I used variants, I'm gonna have to, and some new ones. I'm gonna have to get those updated. But hey, it gets models done quicker, right? All right, so we want to save this. Got to make the Goshawks. That's actually that's the reason I went ahead and did it, because I actually have the design already done. We don't have the model done for it. It's one I've been looking forward to have done. So not to mention, I've got lots of 4s and 5 DT models in there. So care to share, as it's not in the Force Manager. It's not in there. But I'll see about if we can do an update on it with a lot of the stuff. But it is on the, if you go to the downloads page and download the Terran stuff, it's in there. It's a 4DT model with 176 threat value. I'll see if we can update the program tomorrow with these new cards. No, the image isn't in the Force Manager. Yeah, well, it's because a lot of these have been made since after the last time we updated the program. So I will see if we can't update them and throw them back out there. We hadn't really messed with it a lot because the program is getting ready to be obsolete with the rules. Right? And I haven't been able to find anybody yet that wants to well, there won't be any images in there yet, because it's right now the only image of it is a pencil drawing that I have. It's not very good. Good enough to tell the sculptor what to do. Yes, yeah, I've got to find somebody that can program for what it needs to be done, because I want it to be web based, that we can just host on our website. I haven't got super hard because, if I can find somebody that can work on it, that plays the game or whatever, they can start kind of getting the bones put together until the rules update is done. If not, if I end up having to go pay somebody again and get me a programmer to do it, I need to wait till the rules update is finished, because there's so many essays going away, stuff that it's going to change. You're not going to see a lot of changes with threat value. You might see a few points off of some of them that are losing some of the essays, because right off the bat, anything that's close assault orientated is gone. So that kills a lot of SAs right there. All right, we're down to about 3 minutes. Hopefully, kind of got an idea as new players or people that maybe download this or watch it on YouTube later. You'll see, I mean, how easy it is to put a force together, and have a pretty variety deal. Some of this will change with the rules update because you're getting the ability to use provincial squads. Some things there. Also, this week I haven't made an official announcement, so I guess this is kind of an official announcement. As we move forward with the rules update and everything like that, we are going to start branding CAV more as CAV Strike Ops as opposed to CAV Strike Operations. So you'll start seeing that a little bit. We had talked about doing it that way one time before, and I've decided to go ahead and make it to go ahead with that. So you will be very much more using the strike ops as opposed to strike operations. Just a little heads up there. All right. Yeah, it's going to be easier to brand things and stuff. So I'll update the logo a little bit. It'll be easier to get the logo on the books and stuff going forward. All right, so just to recap a little bit, like I said, I've got the game board put back together. With the battle mats, I'm gonna let them straighten out a little bit. I'll start getting that put together, and we'll now I've got the Terran Force. I'll start getting those models put together. I won't be painting the whole thing on there. I might do one or two of them as we go along. Then we need to get the Rock Force put together. And then once we have those two together, we'll set those up on the board. We'll do some live playing on the Wednesday night streams. We'll do a couple of battle reports that we'll put up on YouTube. So this is going to be a big continuous project for the next, kind of encompass all the things that we've talked about in the past, and with some painting, some terrain. All right, sports fans. Hopefully also I will have next week, we are able to add a bunch of new icons. So I need to put those together. So we'll try to get some more of those up, stuff like that we. But as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Other than that, have a good night, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. Take care.